And it just actually, I think a lot of people can have the similar journey, but with different elements, you know? You can find yourself doing a job, and then the actual job, there's like a particular aspect of it that you really enjoy. And then you can go to another one and job, and then you're like, that same aspect. So for you enjoy, and eventually, like, okay, that particular element is something I need to like maximize my time doing, and find a way that I could just do that thing that I'm really good at and that I really enjoy. I've kind of had this similar journey-ish. So like starting off in academia as well. I loved the kind of the researchy side and learning new knowledge all the time. But the thing I was always drawn to was the creative stuff and the people stuff, like the data collection. I was like, oh, I like interviewing people, like interviewing what I'm doing now. I like, you know, getting the people to people interaction. And the things I didn't like was scientific paper writing. Like my brain doesn't work that way. I'm much too I use too many words. Um, and I was drawn to making posters and doing colorful things and the creative stuff. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then it bounced from one thing, and then academia doesn't work out for me. I do people to people exercise classes. Love that as well. I get the energy from other people. And then I find podcasting, and I'm like, I love this. I can have conversations with people every time, learn new things from them. So just like you, if like an essence of that task in that previous job is carried on, although the job I do now is so different, but that I realized that that is the element that I really enjoyed and that I was quite good at. So
And
yeah, I think people,
that is such
sorry.
an excellent example of how purpose is developed, because you've just picked and sort of selected little bits that you are the best at in everything that you've done, and put it together into something that you are clearly excellent at.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope so. Yeah. And I find along the way, I don't know if you agree, a really important thing is not to be afraid of closing a chapter. You're like, okay, I've done this thing, I've learned loads of skills, but it doesn't quite align with me. I found personally academia, I felt really in a box. I just felt like it wasn't free enough for me to fully express what I wanted to express. So you have to, and that was such a difficult time for me to actually close that chapter. I felt like tremendous amount of like guilt and like society expects me to stay and I have to become a lecturer and oh my goodness, I'm saying goodbye to this amazing career. Yeah, people, you have to not be afraid to say goodbye, because when that door will close, another door will open and you take all those lessons with you, don't you?
Oh, completely. And when we feel that misalignment, it's so important to just give ourselves a breather and decide. It's also time to try new things. So not every misalignment is a time to quit, and I wouldn't
Mm,
recommend that people go around quitting their jobs every time they feel a little bit off balance. Um,
true.
um,
True.
but sometimes it's just a signal that you need to reconnect with what your values are. What sometimes it's about setting different boundaries in our work or in our personal relationships, or bringing in more creativity into what we do. Is there any way that I can make my job a little bit more creative so it will help me get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be creative with our own environment and make it work for us. And we all know what our good qualities are. And sometimes it's just doing more of that. Doing more of makes you happy,
Yeah.
and finding a way to just wedge that into our daily lives. Not every time we think things are off balance, we need to close that chapter. But when we do, um, our brains love closure, and sometimes we give that closure to ourselves. And there is nothing wrong with feeling grateful for how far we've come and the things we've done. And they're all experiences that make the next chapter even better and even more
Yeah,
exciting.
you take them with you. You kind
Of
of,
course.
even if the next thing you're doing is different, you still have that learned experience from all the little jobs you learned how to do. Yeah.